Hey you, how you doing? It's Betronics. I'm glad you could join me for another episode right here on the STBN server. I am busy working on these front steps because Taco was coming to visit me a while ago and he said, man, you really need to finish these steps. So I thought, while I'm working on things, why not? Because I have to do something eventually, like we discussed last time, down and around. So, got a cave here. It's a tiny cave. I have actually seen bigger first night hobbit holes. So it shouldn't be in the way though. I think it's gonna disappear. And Taco liked what he saw. Had some suggestions for me. I think I'm going to run them by you guys. I'm inclined to agree with him at the moment, but part of that may be my laziness, which is why I want to run it by you guys. He sort of has reasons for his suggestions as well, and I am fine with that because it makes really good sense from his standpoint. And what he was pleased with that he saw is how busy I've been since our last episode. This one's going to be pretty quick. I just didn't want to go another 3 months between episodes, so I decided I better put one out now. So one of the things I've been doing this past week was I was at the desert and I dug up a bunch of sand, and then I went and smelted a bunch of glass and dug up a tiny bit, and I do mean tiny bit of nether quartz. And this is one of the suggestions that Taco has for me. A way around that. Looks like I need to go make some more stairs. So these stairs here, I've already had to move out one. They were actually back one, but now they're out one because with the glass I smelted up, I got some black dye from ink sacks from Taco's Black Market around the corner, and then I got some bone meal from my own farm, and I put in windows, lots of windows, trying to get a good general outline of how the building is going to work and flow. So I had black and white glass and continued the black and white pattern I'm planning around the outside, up above that certain threshold level. Below it, supported by stone, have this entryway, and it feels like it ought to be a bigger entryway, but it's an odd number and I don't like the way 3 doors work. So 1 door it is. This room, I took the books up in here because we're going to do something different, and I will show you. I'm pretty excited about that. And nothing new is in here. This is still just my work area where I sleep. But one of the other things I worked on with the glass, if you see here, is some lighting, because I think you may have seen these little poles here, and thought they looked good for providing some interior lighting, and you put some books between them, and they look a really nice way to cap off. Now these I'm not going to go too high with. I'm going to leave these 1, partly so you get the view, and partly so it doesn't look too awkward. It looks a little top heavy as is already from certain angles, but it works mostly for me. So yeah, I put in glass, windows, went all the way up to the top, and continued the theme and worked out light poles and where to put those so that I can continue the black and white patterning on the inside. Like here, if I put one, it would be black, light pole, black, but here it's white, light pole, black, and over here it's black, light pole, white. So it continues the alternation. Doesn't break that pattern up. I'll have a light pole here and then one up here, and the building corner tucks in, and then that leaves me, the other thing that putting in the glass windows does is let me help decide how the roof is going to be. Did I hear something? How big the roof will be. And it'll be 160 right there. And then I'll have a dome on top of this round thing here, and these will stick out as dormers, and then the rest of the roof will generally be lower, about the 160 height, maybe a little higher, with these sticking out as like a dormer style, and then come meet in the middle, and I'll just play that by ear. But that allowed me to set the final height. That's 160. All of those are 160. I've got the supporting light poles in. I finished, we put the bookshelves in last episode, and then I put ladders on there. I swear I hear a creeper somewhere. It was just dark and I didn't sleep before right away. I'm hearing footsteps. Yeah, okay, anyway, so finish that floor. Got the one out here. I have this little odd transitional thing. I'm not sure that that'll stay. That'll probably be determined by how I finish the roof finally. Because that's 160 and that's 160, but then it goes up. So these probably come up and in a little bit some way. Arches. Don't know what I'll use for arching. I've got to finish the exterior wall and bring it on up. I haven't done that yet, but I've done some work on the lower level. That's the I've got to finish that area out, and that's really, and that stairs and terraforming, that's about all I like, because aside from, as you just saw, finishing out this floor, which was just a little ledge last time, I also have dug off the mountaintop here as we discussed and put some flooring in there. And then I wondered how I was going to transition to the arboretum area. Oh, and I've put in the wall here. See if I can get out here without falling. Yeah, that goes way down. A lot of stone brick right there. Looks pretty epic from over there in the games area. May go check that out in a minute. Anyway, I finished my tower here and did some measuring and figured out that was a certain size circle based on its widest point. And so now I've got the dirt outline here to finish out the circle. Help me as a guide with these steps. So yeah, and you see that is not quartz, that is snow, and that actually kind of makes sense. Snow's easier to get. I've got obsidian as the hardest material, alternating with snow, which I think is probably the softest, least durable. Kind of nice juxtaposition. Taco said he actually liked it better. It looks kind of marbly. I can't disagree with him. And he needs a ton of quartz himself, so I suspect there may be an ulterior motive in pushing me that direction, but you know what? I'm not opposed to that at all. I'm really not looking forward to digging out quartz. And up here, I'll just give all this to him. And up here is snow. And it looks fine. And it's getting dark again already. Holy cow. What's this? Oh, hey, obsidian. Yeah, Taco gave me some obsidian on the house. Excellent. Thank you, Taco. I appreciate that. He said I could have some. I guess he just delivered it. That works out great. We ready to sleep yet? Yeah, we're ready to sleep. If you notice on the clock there, I meant to point that out. Maybe I'll show you sometime. You can tell almost precisely when to sleep. There's a moment where the clock looks just like it did, and you can't sleep, and you wait 2 seconds, and it'll still look the same, but then you can. Oh yeah, here's another thing. I wasn't sure what to do with this area. I filled it with books, and turned it into an enchanting station, and put a chest down. Added some lapis lazuli, so you can enchant. Probably have some other enchanting stations. There's another place I need to put another lantern. But I thought that was a nice way to make this a useful place besides just storage. I've got storage already. I've shown you, I guess, last week the storage area I made back there with those doors. I repeated that idea around here, I think. Through this little place and back here. And I don't have any chests yet, but I did give myself a little convenient workbench. Put to put chests in there, and we can store things in there eventually. And we'll come out here, and I think, don't know if I want that to be striped or books, but I like the idea of books, so that may be mostly books on that wall. The stripes are only visible from the outside. We'll see. Or I may do it in groups. But pretty big on this just like massive wall of books thing, like we do here and here and here and here. I'm not breaking these up, but they're all interior walls, so that makes sense. I did add the ladders, left the gap at the top because I need to finish the ceiling stuff. Like I think I have started up here. Yeah, I'm coming out, so I need to finish the ceiling slabs, and need to do the same down here. We have and eventually I'll have to do all of that over there when I get the floors in and decide how the stairs are going to lay out. And I'm thinking here and then up, and then that would be enough. And I was working on when I did that, I also needed this transition. I wasn't sure what to do with it, and I forgot to show you, I think. I just decided to go straight across diagonal. I was going to do it like a giant circle, but it looked kind of goofy right here, so I just went diagonal. And then stepping down, I will put this as some windows right here. And this is a giant circle, or a quarter circle, based on the center point there. And you can see I've put in quite a bit of the wall here on this side too. And went ahead and finished out transitioning the inner circle for the arboretum that was the tree circle, and it came up over here, edge defined here, balcony edged there, here, tower, and then this actually is a little wider because I want to come in with wide steps down here and out that way and out that away. But I've got to terraform this. It's not ready. This is the last, as I mentioned, from up there, last little area that needs to be designed, finished, complete design, and then I can finish bringing the walls on up. Probably have a good bit of that done next episode. And yeah, I like the way I did this transition. Brought the books down. I was going to try to stair step, but again, it looked a little awkward. And this is a library, and I think the books work great. So I'm going to do a window here, I think, and a glass ceiling, and then we'll have that entrance. And then I'm not sure if I want to bring that tower where I want that tower to end. That's the other thing. I got one more thing to show you right there in just a minute. And another thing to point out about the lights. Check these light poles. See them? The lighting that I worked out repeats at every level, on every floor, all the way down. So the lighting, except for a few awkward transition points, like there's not one here and there's not one here. But to keep it mostly consistent elsewhere, all of the lights exist. Yeah, and this doesn't come over. This is consistent this way, but the above it and below it are consistent throughout the rest of the build, and will continue to be consistent as I put in little light posts here with books as bookends. Bookends. Yeah, kind of works, but as end caps for the library shelving. And so, yeah, that'll be great. The other thing I really wanted to show you, I love the maze-like layout of this place. I like getting lost in big places, so I just got lost in my own build. That's kind of weird, but yeah, I like that. That's goofy. Also, real quick, I want to apologize for my voice. I've had a cold this past week. I didn't want to leave you guys hanging another 3 months or 2 weeks or whatever while I tried to recover. But this will stay grass, and I'm sure it'll have picnic. But then this room here, last time I didn't finish digging it out. Look at that. It's got depth. perspective. I got the 3 tiers of books with the caps. The snow will have to be sea lanterns. I got to go AFK for sea lanterns. I've also used up about all the bookshelves I had made. I've got less than a stack left, so I'm gonna have to go grind for more cow leather and bone meal. AFK for bone meal and bones, and make bone meal and plant wheat and grow cow leather. And in my AFK spot while I'm waiting for cows to grow, I've also got my sugarcane farm, so I'll have plenty of paper and chop trees while I'm waiting. But yeah, I'm really pleased with the way this came out. You just come in and it's at the 3 tiers. And I really like the way it looks. I don't know if everybody will agree with it, but I'm pleased with it. And it's looks great. There'll be more places like that. So the reason I tore out the books in that other room down front, are because I wanted to make it look more like this. It's not as tall, so I won't be able to do the tiers, but we're going to have more arrangements like this and a different pattern on the floor than just straight shelving. But yeah, these end cap style lamps for the shelves, you bet. I'm all about that. And I think that's about it. If you see anything I missed or you want me to mention more of, oh, I got one more thing to discuss. Yeah. No, I think I did already, didn't I? I talked about replacing quartz with snow. I'm definitely replacing quartz with snow initially, just to get most of the build done. It's working great over at DT's. And if you guys think it needs to stay quartz, then I will continue to have nether adventures and hunt for quartz and gradually replace the snow with quartz. But the snow looks marble and provides contrast both texturally and visually and psychologically. The hard, soft. Yeah, I think I discussed that, didn't I? Alright, yeah, so I think next time you see me, next episode, we're going to have quite a bit of walls done. I may not have roof done, because Taco just gave me a gift of much obsidian. So I ought to have quite a bit of that available to finish pulling up. And Lord knows, I got all the snow in the world. Just wait for the next snowstorm and go clean it up off the floor. In fact, that's how I know I don't have enough lights on, because I keep having to clean up the floors. However, in the walls, oops, I am not overly concerned. It's plentiful, easy to get to, and looks pretty. I may just have to find a stone shovel to do it with, though, because I keep digging up dirt when I don't mean to. And I kind of, don't want to do that if I can avoid it. Alright. Well, guys, it's another night. Time to sleep again. We're not quite 20 minutes in. I was wanting to record this all in one shot. I guess I've succeeded. If there's anything you would like a closer look at that I missed describing to you, just ask. AFK for bookshelves and leather. I have all the steak in the world, so it always surprises me when I forget to eat. I'm about to starve to death. I like the multiple ways to get around. Beautiful sunsets. I know y'all know about the stairwell. Yeah. Oh, I have one more thing to discuss with you after we sleep. One more quick little plan. I told you about wanting out back to do the tunnel and connect the rivers and then do the tunnel. Well, I think we have the ground floor entrance on that one spiral staircase. I think I need another ground floor entrance over here, so I'm looking at another spiral staircase, or possibly just a tunnel into the existing one. I'm not sure. Probably do another one. And then maybe I'm hoping for caves in this mountain somewhere, so I can well, you know how Etho was inspired to use his caves and the form of the caves to design his man cave. And I'm thinking that would be good to do for design the interior parts of the library below the mountain. And then the whole mountain being made of books. Most of that's just going to be bookshelves with reinforcements and lighting. Probably a repeat of pattern of chiseled and lanterns like we have everywhere else. Although as we get lower and deeper, I might resort to glass and torches, older style lighting for older style. Older construction, older books. But the thing I wanted to show you was, look at that stripe. It's over here, right there is a break in what looks like the green and the dirt, and the road bends in towards it, and I think that's a nice natural spot for another ground level opening. So we'll have the stairs that come down over to here and then gently slope down and connect with the road there. But I think eventually, not right away, in fact probably not before we break away from the library to do some other projects, because I have other things in mind. I have a build for the games area I want to do. I've got the base I need to get started on back out where our little temp starter mine shaft is. But yeah, right there, an entrance in and then stuff inside eventually. Well, look, you can see that cave up defined. All right. That is the episode. I think we're really done this time. Smacked my face into a wall, look like Voldemort. Saw a joke a while ago on Twitter that said, have you considered maybe Voldemort's face is flat because he ran into the wrong wall at the train station? All right. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope next time I have some more interesting things to do. In the meantime, I will see you later. Have fun. Bye.